Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios Weekly Wing It number 69. It's going to be a good one here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting it off with us tonight, Billy Bob Sack. Kaplaw. And past Billy Bob Sack, we got, who was it? Frederick.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Frederick from Quebec City, where I just changed from my winter tires to my summer tires. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
You get them for a full week, don't you?
Maybe two.
Oh, it's going to be a warm summer then. And, well, Stormcrow seems to have gone away, but in his place I see Readout. Readout, what's up, man?
I am living in a side rabbit hole on the side of the secondary rabbit hole of the main rabbit hole I should be down and researching in. But I live here now.
It sounds like you took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
I kind of did.
And Raven Nevermore, good to see you, man. What have you been up to?
Hey, yeah, I just finished watching Fallout, and I'm kind of confused. So I'm thinking about watching it again, maybe to try to figure out why I'm so confused.
And hopping in with the chat tonight, we got IronAge Snow. She stopped in before the show even started, saying hi, along with, hey, Raven Nevermore ×2. And yeah, I was down there too. Anthony Rondinelli, what's going on? And Fu Man Blue says, greetings. Yeah, so I have not followed, I never played Fallout, so I didn't watch the show or anything. I know pretty much nothing about it except one version of it has 1976 applied to it or something. Or
it's 1950s version of the future. That's what the pre-war is supposed to look like. So here is 2077 when the bombs drop.
You know, we had the atomic bomb and stuff, and instead of using, well, I guess part of the idea was, you know, they figured out nuclear fusion and stuff, and so there's going to be the new power source of the future and stuff, and so cars are powered by it, robots are powered by it. Basically, it's almost an infinite source of energy.
Can I have some?
And the God, this is the other thing that went to the final episode. The world was going to shit because all the fossil fuels and specifically your nuclear material that you need was all depleting, leading to everyone going into conflict with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it gets to the point of the show, is that modern time or is that still in the past and just following an alternate?
No, it's 2219.
Oh, way in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple of events that happen around this time frame, but it's not in the TV series, but it's baked into the history of stuff.
Right. The first game takes place like roughly 90 years after the bombs drop. The second one's, I think, like 50 something years after that. Third one is 200 years after the bombs drop, and
no, second one has to be a little bit less than that because you're the child.
No, you're the grandchild.
Oh, the grandchild. Okay, you're right then.
Yeah, and then Fallout 3 is 200 years after the bombs drop, roughly, if I remember correctly. And Fallout 4 is 10 years after that, and New Vegas is 2182 or 2181. One of those two fucking years.
So if you're playing the game series, you're not going to be able to keep the power-ups you got from the first one over the second one because I'm assuming those are very different characters.
Yeah,
you're playing a completely different characters.
In different timelines, you're solving different issues that are going on within the particular area and stuff.
Yeah, and Fallout 1 and 2 is made by Interplay.
And it was 2D instead of 3D.
Yeah.
It's a 2D isometric game.
It was nice. Lots of puzzles and stuff.
And really great dialogue. And then Bethesda when that
Lots of
company went out of
spoilers.
business, Bethesda acquired the IP, and then you had Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Fallout New Vegas was made by Obsidian, published under Bethesda, and Obsidian
I think
was
Interplay
made up
also
of
didn't Interplay
former.
also do the Fallout Tactics?
I think so, but that was like a random side game, if I remember.
Well, it
Hail
was
to
more of a
Animation
tactic.
Overload.
Because technically, I think they also did like a Fallout Brotherhood game as well. And it was
Hey there,
really
Animation.
Oh
bad.
yeah, on one of the game platforms.
Xbox, I think it was.
And I don't think anybody that was a fan of the previous stuff even liked it because it was awful.
But I don't know. I
So
love
where? So
I-
when you play Fallout 76, what year is that game actually taking
Oh,
place in?
hold up. We're not mentioning that. All right.
Yeah, that's
By
a
the
bad
way,
one.
Fallout 76 takes place like 30, 40 years after the bombs drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a prequel.
Oh, so it
to
actually
the
is
rest of the
taking
game.
place in 76.
76 is
No.
the vault. The thing is that it's like
Oh, I thought it was a
even-
year.
Nope, it's the vault number.
Okay.
But it does take place like quite a long while before Fallout 1.
Yes, it's literally. I need to look it up, but it's like literally 30 years after the bomb drop.
And
We
I
just
thought
don't
it was-
mention 76. Wasn't a good game.
I thought it was supposed to be like before the mutants showed up in the original historical timeline and stuff because it's the East Coast. All of that stuff happened at some point, and then
Well,
like
hold
the
up.
mutants.
Technically, no. Because remember, but when Bethesda got the rights in Fallout 3, they actually retconned the super mutants. The super mutants on the East Coast are supposed to be a different strand. They have nothing to do with the Master
Oh,
in Fallout
brother.
1. That was Bethesda back in
But
all the way to
then-
Fallout 3.
That was because the FEV, and the FEV is almost kind of like the code. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Here, let me look up when Fallout 76
Wasn't it
takes
an
place.
mRNA something? It was some weird.
It was the military wanting to create super soldiers. Instead, they made
Yeah.
like violent retards, like mutants. Didn't work out too well. What am I hearing?
Look on the screen.
Natural sounds of otters.
An AI otter song.
What are we watching? Yes. So
James aspires in
like-
this video.
the game Fallout 76 takes place in 2103. So about 36 years after the bombs drop.
Hail RH Snow.
Hello, RH Snow.
All right. Why are we
Oh, she
watching
came in here with flattery. All right. I like this already.
Why are we watching this?
James Esparza made it. Just a video about otters with he made this song with his computer.
Oh,
So, the most annoying thing about the show is spoilers. I don't give a fuck. Is the NCR got wiped out by a nuke in the show, so they're gone.
yeah, and
Is Shady Sands. Shady Sands is literally the first town you ever visit in Fallout,
yep,
and it's gone
and
now.
it's still there in Fallout 2.
Yeah, because in Fallout 1, due to you getting rid of the Master, they managed to go from being just one town to start outreaching and becoming a bigger community in
Yeah.
Fallout 2. And then by the time of Fallout New Vegas, they're a full-on, one of the biggest factions in the Wasteland.
Yeah, I think they were a play on the what were they called? The Rangers in what was the series before? Dang it. The game before that they tried to make, but then
Are you talking about Wasteland?
yes, Wasteland. Because that had like the Desert Rangers or something like that that went out and you're a
Yeah,
part
but
of-
they were like the Arizona Rangers.
okay, Arizona Rangers. Yeah.
And Fallout New Vegas takes place in the Mojave. Fallout 2 takes place
Yeah, well, I guess I mean they were kind of like, okay, we got all the IP taken from Wasteland. We don't have that available. So then whenever they went to Fallout, they wanted to do something similar, but they couldn't. And I thought that was NCR was kind of a like a I don't know, a remembrance of the Arizona Rangers from Wasteland.
But here's the thing: the show is not woke. Like the main female character, she's one of the three main characters. She's actually the best character in the fucking show. She's really good. The actress played her really well. She was written well. She doesn't like girl boss or anything.
Yeah, she's like stabbed and
she gets her finger cut off
all over the place.
Yeah, she gets water tortured. Her finger gets cut off at one point. I also love that she doesn't curse.
The first episode, she gets like completely manhandled and just thrown around the apartment by the guy.
Yeah, and she doesn't curse. That's like the one thing I really love because she is a vault tech, a vault dweller. Yeah. So she's every time she does like her curse words, it's like, "Oh, Jilly Waggy" or some shit like that. Fudge, yeah,
yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I love this. It's so consistent. And there's some jokes in this show that are like old school Fallout humor.
Yeah.
Like there's like a Brotherhood of Steel character who ends up like saving someone who's trying to get killed or whatever. And the dude's like, I was just trying to do my scientific research and all this other shit. And then he runs off and then he lets go of the one dude who was trying to kill him earlier. And he's like, "Oh man, I was just really pissed because he was fucking my chickens." And shit.
Yeah.
And then the Brotherhood dude is Maximus is like in his suit and he's just going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he's like, "Dang it, I got the wrong guy."
Yeah. Like this thing, like the humor.
I just feel bad for the chickens.
This is one of the final episodes just absolutely pissed me off because they did so well in the show.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some of the little side map things from Fallout. So Fallout 1 had a couple small things, but Fallout 2 really played it up because they had like the Knights Who Say Knee, the Star Trek red shirt that had like escaped from a shuttle that blew up. These are just like random encounters that you would come across.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, it'd be cool if they done it, but it'd be kind of weird in the show. If you just
have a great night, RH Snow. Thanks for stopping in.
But I mean, the Knights Who Say Knee were, weren't they in power armor or something? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played Fallout 2.
The which ones?
The Knights Who Say Knee, and all it is a bunch of guys in armor. Yeah, it's a joke on the obvious thing. But,
yeah, don't they require a shrubbery, but they got stuck with a hedge?
Yes. And I think they're running around and saying, well, they're pop-up bubbles because there's not a whole lot of audio in 1 and 2. But a bunch of them are saying knee. And
I was confused what you were talking about for a while.
They are on a quest looking for shrubbery.
RH Snow said, "I literally ditched my guest to say Bad Kitty is the greatest cat story ever."
Raven,
Thank you, RH
Snow.
I told Frederick about Vault 11, the story behind that in Fallout 3.
Let's see, which one was 11?
So the whole premise of the vault was they had to elect the overseer, and the overseer gets pushed into the sacrificial room.
Oh yes.
So the whole thing is when it comes to the election, they're like they're running ad campaigns for the other person to get voted and shit.
You know who I'm voting for?
Wait, they're voting for people to get kicked out?
Yeah.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Kahuna.
Because they're randomly selecting ones to be running for election. The whole payoff at the end of the vault, is, oh, Like, there's only like a couple people left because they revolted and start murdering each other.
So wait, they would vote on people to kick out. Is that the whole idea?
Well,
Revolted.
Yeah, the computer was telling them that if they didn't vote for someone or do it, everyone would die. Well, the timer finally runs out, and like the last people got a message saying, "Congratulations,
You made it.
you showed
didn't
your
kill
true
anybody."
humanity and didn't conform to
Yeah.
societal pressures and shit."
I've already ranted about how bad this show was. I haven't even watched it yet. This is just a rant by request.
But
Hey, RH, nice to see you.
yeah, the various
But-
different experiments going in the vaults were weird because there's like one vault that I think was
It
it
is
1,000
I.
women and one man, and then there was another vault that had 1,000 men and one woman.
I don't think there's ever one that's 1,000 men
I
and one
wouldn't
woman.
want to be either. I feel bad for either the one man and left amongst women or the one woman left amongst men. It seems like a bad proposition to me.
But I don't think it was 1,000. It was like 100 women, one man. I don't think there was 100 men,
Okay,
one
100.
woman.
I could take 100
Yeah.
women.
I believe there was a reverse of
At the same time?
We'll do it in threes. Do it in threes.
Oh, Christian, did you vote?
Did I vote? Not in my life. No.
The Berserk one. Vote.
No, I haven't voted yet, Billy Bob. I'm a bad
Vote.
voter. What can I say? I'll
Vote.
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 I'll vote, you dirty hoe. Give me a second.
That's why I can set this shit up.
Kahuna, suddenly you're going to have somebody knocking on your door looking to ballot harvest for at Billy Bob's behest.
Man, they're all like 300 votes from Kahuna showed up at 4 a.m. I don't know what happened.
Fruman Blue says, "Hail to the bear Kahuna."
Okay, let me see. May 3rd.
Oh,
Huh. I need
What else is coming
to
out?
check and see if that's a weekend with kids. If it's a weekend with kids, then it has to be Sunday.
Anyway.
Anyway, clear, not clear.
what else we got come out this year? Come out lately?
Clear. Okay, yeah. Either one would work. I'll say. I think we need to do on the 5th because Friday is when they have IronAge nights, and we lose out a lot
I
of
don't
audience.
give a
that way.
fuck about IronAge nights.
I didn't say you did. I'm saying we lose out on a lot of audience because a lot of people are
We
going to go
don't
show up
have
to
an
that
audience.
instead.
Ram!
Speak for yourself, man. I get people who show up to my streams.
What's up, dude? Good to see you.
Ram.
He's on episode 5.
Yeah, no, but almost everybody's pretty disappointed in the show. Some people it's just because of how it ended, and a few people I've talked to, I think, were determined to dislike it before they even got started. But at this point, I understand. I'm pretty apprehensive about anything being adapted. Shogun was the only thing I was actually excited for, and so far it hasn't disappointed. It's been a great ride. Imagine an adaptation in the modern day not being a disappointment. Imagine it.
I think that would be called One Piece.
Yeah, again, but I've heard that about it, but I care nothing for One Piece. I've never watched the show. I never read the manga. I never did any of that.
But I heard
Frederick.
it is actually a faithful adaptation that the fans of the original are actually happy with.
I've heard that too.
That's
Frederick,
an accomplishment and a half these days.
have you seen One Piece or looked at
Yes,
seen the manga?
I've never read the manga, but I've watched the Netflix show, at least a couple of episodes, but I couldn't get into it. It's not for me. It's not the style of story I'm into.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm super happy to hear that something's turned out right.
Yeah, I'm happy for fans of the show. It's like the opposite feeling when Dragon Ball Z Evolution came out, because I never had an attachment to Dragon Ball either. But when I was younger and Dragon Ball Z Evolution came out, everyone was so upset. I'm like, this movie's hilarious because of how bad it is. I do feel bad for the fans. Actually, Billy Bob, were you a fan of Dragon Ball Z when that movie came out? Must be smoking. I think my main problem with One Piece is, like, anytime it's an animation or it's a manga, anytime there's a visual element, if the style is really unappealing to me, it makes it very hard to get into.
Yeah.
And One Piece has one of the ugliest art styles. The art can be good, but the art style itself is really, really not to my taste.
Just doesn't land with you, and it kind of skews the whole story to you.
Well, yeah, because in a manga or an anime, the visuals are part of the story. You can't really fully separate that. It's like that's why it took me a second to get into Gurren Lagann. The art style is different from anything I had watched before that when I first watched it. I did come around on it, and I now think it was a really, really good art style for it. It allowed them to have more freedom of movement and add in these insanely detailed animations that really added to the circular kind of spiral narrative of the story.
Well, Fu Man Blue has the answer for you. You don't have to worry about that anymore because it's live action, not art.
Oh yeah, you don't have to look. So I don't have to worry about how it looks just because it's visual. Yeah,
that's right.
Raven, how you doing, man? Buying more silver?
Yep.
Sweet. I love how I can ask him that like at any time, and it's gonna be, yep, sure I am.
Yeah, I got like 20 Morgan dollars Saturday.
Sweet. I'm all down. I have my my silver. I need to buy more, but frankly, I have too much to pay for right now. I'm going on vacation. I'm going home here in a couple of weeks.
Well, I found some wooden nickels. I'm gonna sit on those.
Wooden nickels,
nice.
Huh?
One thing I did discover is that the nickels today are still made of the same nickel content.
Really?
So, yeah.
That surprises me.
Yeah. Well, I think Congress is voted on something this past year, or they're working towards something because they want to use the cheaper metal. But for now, I was like, oh well, guess I'm
anything to devalue it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's use weaker metal on the most important military and construction applications we can. Yeah, that's a great plan. Look at any country. Look at any creation in China the moment there's an earthquake. Tell me how that goes.
Yeah, well, so
I'm not going over there to look.
China.
One of China's things has been getting its population to buy gold over the years, you know. And
no, I'm not going to tell anyone. You know what people will say if they found out I tried to fuck a ready boy and it turned out to be a ready girl?
China.
But apparently now China is having everybody buy silver now as the new thing to buy.
Have a great night, Animation Overload.
Yeah, I have some friends who were investing in some silver mines from back when we were in high school, way back in the day, and they're sitting pretty right now. In regards to all that, the value has gone up pretty tremendously in that
Nice.
between like probably since like 2009 or 10 up until now. They're sitting just fine. It was like some people. It's like I remember a friend of mine and my wife's at the time try to get us into Bitcoin. It was like, yeah, the coin. Like, well, I'm going in on one with several other people, but it's like it's worth like $400 right now. It might be worth a lot down the line. I'm like, I don't know. This sounds real fake. Sounds like a scam. Dang it!
Yep, it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Freaking $400 to like what was the peak? Like what, 72 or 73,000?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I want to trigger a readout.
Good way to make money.
Oh yeah.
It's not hard to trigger readout. Just bring up any historically accurate.
All right,
movie like
Avatar:
Braveheart.
The Last Airbender Netflix adaptation.
I'm not watching it, so there's not much to trigger me over.
Yeah,
'cause
you're
I'm
not
watching it
Now you're watching it.
When they do
You're gonna
those,
tell us
it always,
exactly
it
how
always
well it
makes me
was.
want to watch the original again, rediscover the first one.
Hey, Branger, bring up Herman's last comment if you would.
So to give an example, I have to go from Berserk Deluxe Volume 4 this week reading again. Do my
Some of the
rereading.
best manga you'll ever read into Fourth Wing.
Then going to Fourth Wing for next week.
Oh, bro, it's gonna be so bad.
And then back to Berserk.
No, you guys are going to eviscerate me on that broadcast, which is kind of funny. I'm the one who went in to this kick in the stream, and I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. You liked it.
Oh, no. No, like, I know the kind of crowd that enjoys this book. That being said...
Oh, my God, his connection failed.
Oh, no. What happened?
What happened?
You have too much... You have too much power, Billy Bob. Oh wait, did you guys see Iron Seas #2 that was hosted on my channel? Somehow when I made Joe Bat Sauce an admin on my channel, it somehow allowed him to comment on YouTube under my name on my profile.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird how that worked.
Has that ever happened to you guys? I've never seen that happen before. Oh yeah, no, Herman, it gets dumber as it goes, tremendously dumber. We're gonna have to pick.
There's no doubt.
There's
portions. Some serious logic holes, but well, you do have quite a selection. Even I have to admit.
we're gonna have to pick and choose what, like, certain portions I'm gonna have everybody read. I think I already know one of the scenes I'm gonna have Otter read. He's gonna love it.
See, for the longest time, I was blaming Herman for this. I thought he was messing with me. All this time, it turned out it was Billy Bob.
No proof.
The rule of thumb: it's Billy Bob's fault. Somehow.
Never.
You know what? I should have just started with that. Well, come on, Billy, Herman. That's a 50-50 split. You know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but. It's weird. There's like things about the book I absolutely loved and things I couldn't freaking stand. But the things I loved were able to override the things I couldn't stand.
Well, like Otter and I, we talked about this too. For all our criticism, it's not boring.
No, not at all. The pacing is...
This is true. It is not boring.
It's bullshit. It's bad, but it is not boring.
I am fascinated how this works.
Well, does it make you look forward to the future?
I finished it. I'm not going to reread the whole thing.
Huh? Well, the book obviously takes place in the far future.
No.
Yes, the evidence is in there.
The evidence.
One, it uses the Gregorian calendar. Two, they use the imperial measurement system. And three, in the second book, she makes a word joke and says you get it with an I and an E, and everyone's like, but that shows they're speaking English.
No.
And then four, right in your face, the vernacular.
Wrangler, that's not because she's deep and clever. It's because she's bad.
Yeah, it's like someone saying gasoline in a fantasy.
That's right.
Fear fisted a lot of her organs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that line. Or when she's like, if you're gonna kill me, would you just do it already? It's getting real fucking annoying.
So I have to burn down my library after I have to rent this book next week. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're conditioning Readout to only read bad books.
Yes, you are. Look,
well, Bat Sauce pointed out the
I'm going through all these books I got in my library, trying to figure out some obscure fact. I burrowed my way into this rabbit hole in rabbit holes to avoid having to read further bad texts. The only thing I get from you guys when it isn't bad text, I have to read dry nonfiction text. This is my
so
life.
You're reading textbooks and then really bad fiction.
Yes. What have you people done to me? You monsters.
So anyway, if y'all would like to give us recommendations for even worse books,
Billy, I already have one. Man. Did I tell you about my other idea already?
We're not doing anymore.
It's selling to the same crowd that would buy The Fourth Wing. It's called Wolf Girl, and it's, believe it or not, it is much worse.
I think I heard of that one.
How many pages is it?
It's not that. It's pretty short. It's not an epic, like The Fourth Wing felt like.
Yeah, but Herman's pointing out exactly what drove me nuts. The freaking gushing nonstop. Take out the romance writer aspects and just make it the fun parts, and it would have been a lot better.
Herman, take a shot every time she says she could climb him like a tree.
No, even Herman will suffer alcohol poisoning at that rate.
Remember, guys, I'm
Fist in my
taking
stomach.
tallies on select usage of swear words. Not all of them. Not all of them. Just select usages of swear words. It's building. It's piling up.
It's gonna be so funny.
Read up. Keep in mind, we're gonna have people read small posterity's sake.
Oh God, we're gonna have to read the excerpts for posterity's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Did his mic fuck up for me, or was it?
No, something went wrong. I don't know. Was it on my end or?
I'm having connection issues too. I don't know if it's like because it's starting from my computer. I don't know if it's messing with you guys, but no, that doesn't make sense because I can actually drop off here and you guys can keep going. So that should not be.
Mine is usually pretty good, but who knows? Could happen to anyone.
So anyway,
so what were you guys talking about before I got here?
Matter of fact, Christian, did you pick them out yet?
Oh, what the quotes we're gonna read?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to go through and start doing that today. But when I hop off stream here, I'm gonna have to I have to write a bit of audio dialogue. I'm gonna record for our next episode of Iron Seas. Evely has joined us in that endeavor as well.
Nice.
The comic show he and I do is going to be kind of fall under that umbrella as well. So that's how we're going to conduct the rest of that kind of.
You know what you also should release and get done?
A lot of things.
Steel and Stormbright discussion that was recorded before Christmas of last year.
I know. Oh, I know. It was good. That one was fun too because we actually got Sybil on here, which he almost never hops on stream with anyone, so that was fun. Oh Christ, I do need to do that. I might even mess around and see if I could do that on here.
Oh no, I know how we're gonna get him on a stream.
How?
We're gonna do what is the name of that fucking awful show you watched? Quintuplets.
Oh, quintessential quintuplets.
Look, he even knows the name.
My girlfriend is a gal. Stop messing with me, Miss Nagatora. It could be any of them, honestly.
Yeah, we just get Sybil. We're like, all right, Sybil, I'm going to host this stream, and you're going to review it, you know?
My dress-up darling, it's going to... Yeah, I'll just... If we ever do this stream, it's going to look like I'm a degenerate.
Here's the thing. From what I know, My Dress-Up Darling isn't bad.
No, it's not bad. It's actually good, but it is... slight approaching lewd.
Well, I mean that's just anime in general for the most part.
I'm aware, but yeah, not all shows have it like this. I'll say that.
We pick like the worst isekai we can find.
Oh, you could, yeah. Oh no,
not the one you're thinking of. Like a shit not in the that way. You know?
Oh, just like that's most isekai. Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Well, they have new isekai that come out every single anime season, like four different seasons a year, and they're almost all really bad. And some people are dedicated isekai simps. Dedicated. You have to be dedicated if you're watching all of those crap shows without stop. Also,
anyways, hey, look what's out now.
I know, man. I need to buy it. I'm so excited. The sequel to one of my favorite books from last year.
How you doing, Christy?
Also, I need to do a...
Cedric is back.
The Trapper and the Missing Spy. Wait, what?
Oh, book 1. I was thinking this was book 2. All right, The Revenant and the Cult, book 1. The Trapper and the Missing Spy, paperback. Oh, it's not available quite yet then. Okay, I thought it was out now.
Hey guys, real quick, Stormcrow is going to be joining us, and he says he's not here yet because he's shaving. Does he sound like somebody who shaves? Vote now.
Okay, so this is coming out May 21st.
Bro, I'm so excited. Hell Cedric is a fun character. I like the group dynamic. It had kind of older pulpy fantasy vibes, and still maintaining kind of the darkness that I enjoy. It was just
straightforward, no, and you don't get that much anymore.
And it felt like we were dipping into a very deep pool. if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't go into the details like an epic fantasy would, but the impression that those details exist.
Yeah,
are
very
throughout.
much so. I mean, the world felt bigger than what was in scene.
It's even like that. I'm reading MD Boncher's book right now, Akini Wazi Saga, and
Kiniwashi Saga.
he goes into it a little bit. I know it sounds very Japanese, but even like the light touch, like it's a little deeper, but it's still like it feels like it's a real world. Like people live and work in these conditions. And I'm
Does
reading.
he have those an audiobook yet?
No, he wants to. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get it set up by the end of the year. I'm going to give it a crack and see if I could try to record some of it for him. Just because, but the problem is, some of those words, man, are just, oh man,
Very Norwegian.
yeah.
The J is a Y. Wait, that's similar to Spanish. We can make this work.
Make. Wrong with my. Uh-oh.
You there?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay. I thought we lost you for a second.
That was weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, their StreamYard is haunted tonight. But the blurb on Herman's newest upcoming book, The Revenant and the Cult, which is a follow-up to The Revenant and the Tomb, says the pastoral quiet of the Orem shrouds a dark and terrible secret. In ancient days, it was the seat of a tyrannical sorcerer king. Even in recent memory, it was troubled by despots, raiders, and bandits. And now the residents of the region are vanishing. Among them, a spy sent to keep watch should the evils of the distant past resurface. To this end, a warrior named Cedric arrives on a mission to discover what has become of the spy and investigate the troubling reports sent from the area. Follow Cedric as he uncovers the dark deeds as they unfold in the land of Orem.
I'm excited, man. Can you hear? What is going on with my audio? Holy smokes!
I thought that was mine crackling. I'm
Crackle,
sitting here
crackle,
messing with
pop.
my mic trying to figure out what's wrong.
It could be, but I think it's me. My machine is doing weird crap.
Yeah, I'm hearing crackle, crackle, pop as well.
Let me try something real quick. Okay, I just muted him and the crackles went away.
What in the hell? What is going on? Is this still happening?
Do you have a short in a cable?
I shouldn't.
Christy, what are you talking about? The first Revenant story? Revenant in the Tomb? I could certainly send you that link. I'll put that right.
How's that? Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's weird. Must have gotten bumped too hard or something. But yeah, no, The Revenant in the Tomb. It was one of my favorites from last year. And speaking of which, Wrangler, I've read Haley Starr for 2 nights in a row to my oldest son. When I was putting him to bed.
Yeah.
Almost caught up to where I was in the book. That's the problem. I keep on losing all my books because I have too many of them. I've run out of room in my room for all these books. I need to make another shelf and bring them down here, which other tenants will love more books. Then again, I'm also streaming shirtless, so I guess there are worse things.
Yeah. All right, I want to put I put The Revenant in the Tomb into the chat link. Did that come through properly? I don't think it did.
No, click the right. No, down. That little upper arrow icon there to the right of the
Wrangler.
Box with an up arrow.
Frequency.
So Revenant in the Tomb, and off to the right of it, there's a square box with an up arrow.
Yeah, click that.
This?
Yep.
It'll give you the option to do copy link. That's
Doesn't copy link, just copy what's in my address bar on top of the screen.
No,
No.
just copy it. There you go. Now you can
there you go.
paste it.
Now try it. Now try it. Should
Also,
work.
I'm gonna let you in on something. Frequency.
Yeah.
When you're showing Amazon page and stuff, make sure you're not using your actual account.
Why? Is stuff showing that should not be showing?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
I'm not gonna point it out, but look.
I mean, other than
It's something at the top.
I see what you.
About.
Yeah. That,
You're
unfortunately,
probably fine, but it's not worth the risk, man. Any ammunition.
You
So
know, it
what-
shows your
What is
your
the order of
address.
the book? Like, does does the book that came out last year take place after the new one or before the new one?
I swear I talked to him about this, but I can't
Are you talking
remember off the
about
top of my head.
the
Yeah, he's-
Revenant and the Cult or whatever that takes place after the Revenant and the Tomb? The Wizard and Stone is like in the future, like 200 and something years after, I think.
But the,
Oh,
the
I
thing
thought
is
they were
with
separate
House,
universes.
no, they're in the same universe.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's the thing though. Since Hal Cedric is essentially immortal, he could show up in a future sequel
is
to
true.
the Wizard Stone. Technically,
And
he
no
could.
wonder he gets along so well with the elves.
Odo.
Hiruidani is what was the species name for it in his universe?
I can't remember offhand. It was something. Was it just elves?
No,
No.
they had they're none of them are called, I think, elves or dwarves.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they
they're
don't
all-
The
he doesn't
dwarves
call
are
them
called
elves or
Wodaman.
dwarves.
The dwarves are called Wodaman, but
I like that they're not tiny either. I like that the dwarves are just like stout, shorter.
What was the name of the character?
Hiruidani?
Yeah, wasn't it Elvani or something? It's the name of the elf.
Elani?
It's really,
Elani.
it's really close. Yeah.
Something like that.
He went with a much easier. He's for dwarves. He called them Wodaman. That's a lot easier that's a lot easier to spell than Dvargarian.
Yeah, I agree.
Read out. Check your
But
DM.
the links in the last two links, the real links I put in the comments section there. First one is to Revenant in the Tomb. Second one is to Revenant in the Cult.
Sweet. I need to write up a Twitter post soon too. I made a video, posted it yesterday, basically telling people I'm going to do another reading stream here soon, and that I'll make a Twitter post like giving details about how to submit their stories. But I haven't done it yet because I'm lazy, and I've been where I've been working. There's no reception, so I can't do anything in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I need to work on that.
I was finally gonna get a little lazy, bring a desk in here, set it up so I could actually sit down while I'm in front of the computer, and maybe even use a mouse. And then I realized I lower my computer and bring my computer any lower, it goes below the Wi-Fi signal, and I can't do it.
Oh, do you have a standing desk?
I have a Bowflex with a towel draped over the legs.
Nice.
That's what I've been standing on. That's what this computer's been on. I've been standing in front of
the stream.
I've been doing it since day one. Hell, I wrote the book standing in front of this thing.
Wow, good for you, man. When we did our anime judgment stream, besides me yelling, like my voice, I was standing for that entire stream in a suit. Dude, I was wiped by the end of that stream.
Yeah, and then when we gamed that night and we went on for like 4 hours.
Oh,
I was like,
Dark Augment.
I was like, my feet hurt.
Yeah. Oh, holy smokes.
But whenever I sit down with the computer, it's like the connection gets so intermittent, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Nope. If and when I get the kind of property that I want here soon, I'm going to try to do Starlink instead. Starlink is a really cool system, especially the one that I want. The one that I want, basically, as long as you have power, you can take it anywhere, and you'll have internet. Middle of the mountain range, middle of the desert, doesn't matter. Just have power, and you have it.
It sounds pretty badass.
Yeah. If life were different, like if ex-wife was, just no longer here with us or hindering me in my life, I would take the kids and I'd do like little road trips and take it with me, do the whole like vlog and stream on the go kind of thing. Be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this week, Wednesday, this becomes available.
Haley's World. Bad Kitty.
Meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow 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 meow.
2 words. Potato gun.
I don't know what happened to the stream.
We never know what happens to this stream. It just kind of always does.
Also, no spoilers, but I like what you did with her potato gun regarding her abilities in the first book.
Oh, I didn't even really think of that as a spoiler, but
well, I don't know what people consider spoilers these days. I try to be sensitive, whatever that means.
I don't know. I'm not too concerned with spoilers, but I'm a little odd. I usually don't have any interest in a new story or anything until I hear the spoilers, and that's what kind of draws me in.
You're one of Royce's acolytes out there.
I agree with him on that. I'm the same as him. It's like I often don't care until I hear someone come and tell me the cool parts all excited. I'm like, okay, maybe this is worth checking out. So a lot of times, unless I'm already sucked into something, I don't mind. But however, when I'm like 2 episodes away from the series finale and someone just comes in and blurts out the main character dies, that does get me a little PO'd.
Yeah. Hey, Frequency, you want to know something? Want to hear a spoiler? Dumbledore died. Snape killed
Again?
No, yeah, back when we went to the midnight release of Harry Potter book, what was it, 5, and they're like, one of these major characters will die in the next installment. And my mom's looking down the list, I'm looking at it, and we're like, these are all the main characters. That can't be right. No.
Burn Notice did that. They said one of the main characters will not survive the show, and it was his mother died at the end, and it's like, which was a bummer. She was actually a really cool character. Burn Notice was its own thing. It really was.
I didn't continue it, but I did like the first portion, the portion I did actually watch.
Yeah. I'm Michael Weston, and I was a spy. It's just does the MacGyver voiceover explaining everything as he's doing it.
It's like some shows like it makes me think of shows that I love, but then I have so many problems. Like I have as many problems with as I do like fond things that I feel about them. Like Grimm was the same way for me. Like there's so many things I really liked about that show. And the way like season 3 ended was really, really impactful. But then it was just the show had so many problems too.
What is that? Was that about like fairy tales?
No, it sounds like it should be. No, it's about this world where you know how there are werewolves, obviously. It's like that, but every animal, like there are people who are. Like their real form is like an anthropomorphic version of an animal mixed with a human, basically. Like so, you have the mice people, the rat people, except that to most people they look unless they choose to reveal that form, they look just like a normal person. But a Grimm is someone who can see them even when they don't want to be seen. And so, like,
so this would have been Roddy Piper's best friend, and they live. He would have been like, "Dude, I need you. You don't even need the sunglasses. Come with me."
Exactly right. Yeah. No, the show it had some really cool ideas and it had some really great characters, but then they did some really weird story things. And Stormcrow spoilers, I did too. I love the Harry Potter books when I was growing up. I read them as soon as they like. How much did we love Harry Potter? When Harry Potter Book 7 came out, we were going to Michigan, and my brother had gotten the book for his birthday, but I wanted it too. I could not wait the 3 days, so my aunt decided to give me an early present and buy me a copy as well, just so I didn't have to wait for my brother to finish the book. I've never twitted personally.
I haven't twitted in forever.
Also, Stormcrow, you said you're shaving. I can't imagine your beard is this substantial. Where are you, boy?
Yeah. So you cried when Dumbledore died?
Oh, I'm. Despite my demeanor, I'm a fairly emotional person when it comes to good storytelling. If a story grips
something's
me,
wrong with me. You know what I did when Dumbledore died?
Oh no, yeah. No, like
No,
not everybody gets
me up
as
too, I hate to
emotionally
admit.
affected by stories as I
Yeah.
do. Like a good show, a good book.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Most Scottish thing I've ever seen. Oh, it'll be fine.
I get what you mean though. Like somebody losing a family member in a story after you've been with them for a little bit is, and you imagine being in their shoes, and it'll choke you up.
Oh, well, it's not like that's the thing too. Like people who don't know storytelling, like on modern movies and TV shows, like this person died. It's so sad. I'm like, you don't understand what makes something sad in a story. It's never just the fact the person died. It's the reaction.
It's the connections to everybody else.
Yeah, it's how everybody else responds.
Because
most of the time,
we consider an individual to be an important thing, but truth is, an individual all on their own technically does not matter, because a person only matters if there's other people.
Yep. Ain't that the truth, man? We
are social creatures, and even us antisocial bastards can't completely separate ourselves from that.
Well, and that's the thing too. If a story is very, very commonly does a really good job with its storytelling, it doesn't even take like something as dramatic as a death. Like an FMA in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, there's a scene where this doctor, the equivalent of like a Nazi Germany doctor after the war, if Germany won, at one point, like he's hiding some fugitives from the state, and then his family shows up, and it's like he hasn't seen his son since he was a small boy, and it's like he just goes over and he's like prays to God, a God he doesn't really believe in, just saying, please, I know I don't really deserve this, but can I just have a moment of like connection and happiness with my family? And I'm like, holy smokes, dude.
Oh yeah, there could be like very heart-wrenching, touching moments with no death involved. It could be a tragic, an epiphany occurring tragically too late, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. There are things far worse than death, especially in stories.
Here's an example of one, and it comes from Marvel Comics. It was an alternate reality, and they figured out a way to kill Thanos. What they did is they used the Pym particles to shrink down the Juggernaut and fired him out of a gun like a bullet at Thanos' head. Juggernaut went right through, killing Thanos, except problem is Juggernaut keeps going and going off into space and going, and he's just stuck, this tiny little microscopic Juggernaut flying through space, unable to stop for eternity, and he cannot die.
That sounds not
horrific.
A lot of fun.
That sounds horrific.
Suck. But yeah, no, I do enjoy that, man. It's like, or it's like even some like there in the Stormlight novels, there's one point where there's this character. His death is sad, but not because you really like have grown this deep connection with this character. Up until like this particular part of the story, this character has been an incompetent, highly like the epitome of nepotism. Well, in the case of bad rulers. And then suddenly, like in this part of the story, he starts taking charge and becoming someone worthy of maybe worthy of the position he was unjustly granted at a young age.
Hail James!
Right as he's on the cusp of achieving something higher and really becoming a character that can be beloved, right then he's killed by a character that you had loved previously through betrayal. And it's like there's so much that happens in that moment. I'm like, I didn't even like this character, and I was just on the cusp of it, and he was just on the cusp of finally being someone worthy that would make his family proud. And then the other guy, it was the whole thing, man. I was like, holy smokes, dude.
Yeah, it's the "you were right there" trope.
Yeah,
but nobody points to that as a trope, but that is kind of a trope. It's like the tragically "you were right there" and flub
like within arm's reach, but not close enough to grasp it. It's like in this case, he was saying an oath that would grant him power and the ability to save the people he was with, and before he could say the final 3 words, stabbed in the heart. F man, every day.
Well, that timing sucks.
Oh, I know, dude. It was brutal. Stormcrow, in my mama's, we don't have basements in Washington. You have too much rain; it would flood. So
I don't think he has. I don't think they have basements in Florida either.
They shouldn't. They should have mostly stilt homes,
Right?
depending on how close to the swamp or the coast they are. So, Frederick, is that a big double-page spread thing you have going on there?
This is like the middle of the book, like the center of the money shot.
It looks good, dude. How do you keep buildings looking so good? What's the trick there?
I cheat. I used Google Earth and a projector. So I shot a projector of the right view of Google Earth I was looking for a scene in Montreal. And let me, this way. And yeah, so basically I was tracing the Google Earth 3D recreation of Montreal onto the page.
Can you do a picture of my hometown? I have a field. I want you to draw it in winter after a snowstorm.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
If you turn that page over, I think you're almost there.
Pretty much.
I have some extra white as well, so we can even make it whiter than what you see
it's like,
here.
Damn it, it's the wrong shade of white.
Exactly. I'm from Canada. I understand the shades of white and the textures of snow.
Bleeding mouth, huh? That looks like a bad time.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put your main character through a lot of shit, so I'm just starting to punch him.
Oh, as a story writer and/or a novel writer, comic, it doesn't matter. You have to make your audience fall in love with a character and then mercilessly punish that character forevermore.
Totally.
Yeah, one of the ways that some people like to endear the audience to their character is you know how Captain Garrett often speaks of Save the Cat?
Yeah.
I don't know if it comes from the same thing, but I've heard it mentioned in, I think it was one of those special features where you're hearing like the director talk about a movie for Alita Battle Angel, and I think they called it Beat the Puppy, where they make her go through shit pretty well off, so you automatically go no, yeah, and you're rooting for her because you put her in a spot right away where she's the underdog and things just go for like hell for her, and it makes the audience get behind her whether they liked her or not.
Well, it's like if you do it gracefully, that will help, but you do need more than suffering to make a character.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people make that mistake too. They think suffering equals character. No, how people grow and respond to tragedy. Also, you kind of have to see what life was like before. Like that's why in Star Wars Episode 4 you have to see the farm and the kind of dissatisfaction, the longing for more that Luke has to leave the farm. And the fact that he has a loving family and aunt and uncle, and that they don't share everything, but they do care for him. And
all I'll say is, she deserved to die. She was trying to feed him like blue titty milk, and
that was pasta, son, and it looked delicious. Don't you dare say anything bad about Star Wars.
Hey, what if you took that weird green sea cow milk from the whatever the fake Force Awakens or whatever, and start making some frickin' Dairy Queen Blizzard with that shit?
I've never heard of that frequency. There's only 6 Star Wars movies, maybe 7, but yeah, I've never heard of.
Yeah, there is one called Rogue One. It was pretty decent.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Little known 7th movie. It was kind of weird that it came out so much later than the others by itself.
Yeah. No, but what's weird though is, in reality, how'd they get that one pretty good when everything else was just horrible?
They had, I think it was a script from a while. It was an old script. I heard it was a script that had been passed around for a long time. It had been passed around for like a decade before that.
Well,
so that was before modern writers.
Disney also had a little bit of common sense, because one of the writers was trying to say you were a Nazi if you were a fan of the Imperials, and they had quickly retracted that, because I'm pretty sure Disney went, "Hey, bitch, we sell like the cosplay outfits, merchandise with the stuff on it."
Also, you guys remember they came out with this Star Wars game a while back, and you could play as the Empire or the Rebellion. And people were complaining like, "There's not enough diversity in the Imperial Legion." I'm like,
which game?
It's space. Nobody cares.
It might have been the campaign. I think they're talking about the campaign for Battlefront 2. Maybe I can't remember. But
what you're playing a fucking brown woman.
They're also space Nazis.
That was exactly
all I know
my
is
point.
a long
you
time
guys
ago.
want more. You want more representation of yourself in the space Nazis. All right, go
Battlefront
ahead.
All I know is
campaign was changed last minute because that campaign's retarded. There's like cutscenes and like all kinds of shit in the trailers that are 100% missing. With like it seemed like Iden was 100 supposed to be a complete villain.
Well,
I don't get how a galaxy far, far away is supposed to be sensitive to our politics over here.
Yeah, no, like
why is that even called politics? It's so stupid.
Well, you can do it well. Like people complained about the politics in the prequel trilogy, but the politics themselves were reasonably interesting, and there was an actual conflict going on there.
Well,
Christy, that's not as
cool
bad
thriller,
as me
though.
that's not as bad as me going to do a drug test for a job and I'm wearing a Cheech and Chong shirt.
I am currently shirtless. Life
I have but the politics in that though, Kahuna, was more like political intrigue.
Yeah,
I have a question for the group. Which is worse, space Nazis or space communists?
Space communists.
So, are you talking? We're talking about Star Wars versus Star Trek here.
Yeah, or space fascism. No.
Space communists versus space Nazis versus space kahunas.
They fall a little more
kahunas in space.
I got a clip of pigs in space from the Muppets.
You actually have property rights and everything in fucking Star Trek.
Yeah,
in the Federation.
Well, Star Trek is a fantasy that would never work. It's
right, but here's the thing: it's not communist.
That's true. That's true.
There's no bread lines in the in DS9, you know, in the spaceport.
Like, I think bread lines would be a good.
There almost was one a time or two in Voyager, though.
I would say that Star Trek isn't communist just as much as Starship Troopers isn't fascist. I don't think either of them would work, but they're both idealistic settings. And
right.
But the thing about Star Trek is post scarcity, it does change the game, so it's tough to put them fit them in a political ideological box.
Maybe just because I grew up as a Star Wars guy, but I've never been able to really buy into Star Trek. It's never. I've watched every version of the show in some capacity. It's never hooked me, not once. I'm not sure if it's me.
Which is weird. I'm the opposite. I love Star Trek. I like how they sit there and find that clever solution to things. Star Wars, it's science fiction, it's fantasy, it's action and adventure. It's everything I freaking love, and I just never got into it. I don't understand why. Everything I love is there, and I should freaking be in love with this kind of stuff. But it's a little off the mark for me, and I don't know why.
I actually think
the perfect blend for me.
I agree. It has kind of like the more action focus of Star Wars, but there's also those speculative questions that Star Trek does really well.
It really does combine both series, kind of, when you think about it, in many ways. If only they could stick the story, keep a good story throughout.
Well, that's what happens when you get bought up by a fucking greedy mega corporation that wants you to pump out a game every fucking year.
I don't like it when the ending is 3 different colors.
What? Well, I mean, the game had what? A year?
Oh, ending. I thought you said Indian. I'm like, what do you mean?
Want to know why Mass Effect 3 was shit? It had like 2 years of development time. I think a little bit less than that.
Dragon Age 2 only had 1 year of development time.
By the way, welcome Lord Otter and James Esparza. James, you tried to stop in a little bit ago and it dropped back out. Glad you made it in here. We played your Otter song tonight.
James, you have to speak up. We cannot hear you.
Hey guys, what's up? Actually, it's funny you mentioned speaking up earlier. When I was in here, my microphone not my microphone, but my headphones. For some reason, StreamYards just refused to pick up my headphones. I had to mess with it in the background.
StreamYard's is being funky tonight.
Yeah, it messed up with mine too. That might have just been my connection, though. Who knows?
I don't know, something happened there. But yes, I've been making a number of songs, experimenting for World Without End tunes. I actually released one, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, you I think you might have sent it
The
to
Knights
me.
of Rosa. Yes, that is another faction song that I released, which I will be posting. I'll be posting the songs first on YouTube. A couple days later, I'll be posting the attached lore cards on Substack. That'll be going up in the next couple days.
I also happened across one that said otter a lot.
The otter song, yeah.
Yeah, there were quite a few otters in it. I really liked it.
It should be a metal song. Otter, 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 otter.
Just there we go.
Otter, 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 otter.
Just have it be death metal otter.
I love how it stops and you hear, I see one, he's wearing a crown.
I would love to have Amon Amarth just sing an otter song.
It kind of reminded me of Badger, Badger, Badger.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm experimenting with them. I made one actually on my YouTube channel. It is I think I sent it to Readout. It is a dubstep song about the movie Tremors.
I want to see that.
There's a lot of I thought in the back of my mind, it's like there's always a lot of these magnificent and talented YouTube composers who compose a lot of popular movies, usually Disney stuff, into music. And I thought, let's make the weird shit. Let's go in there. Let's make the cult stuff that never in 1,000 years these guys would make, like a dubstep song about Tremors. Like, when are you gonna get that? And one that I actually released right now is a dark. What is it? It's a dark country song about the Goosebumps special, The Werewolf in Fever Swamp. That's that one with one V right there. Because you're never gonna get that. Yeah, Werewolf in Fever Swamp. For those of you who remember that.
I'm sure I read it, but I've read maybe every Goosebumps book that was ever written.
Viewy beware, you're in for a scare. Then the bass drops.
It's much more of a mellow, ominous tune, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it too well.
I never saw the TV show.
Who is Best Girl? The first one that comes to mind is Tolly.
Miranda's
you're
ass.
not going to hear it thanks to the lovely suppression technology that they use on stuff.
I also like Liara.
Put on the Tremors dubstep. You'll be able to hear that one. See, but I've been having a lot of fun with these. I made maybe 8 or 9 of them. Because I like making. I think I mentioned that a number of times. I like making the animated music videos to things that I like, and now I could also produce the music myself and get back into it like I used to. So it's real fun. I've been enjoying it. And
yeah, tonight I need to write some more dialogue for another audio kind of set for Iron Seas. I enjoyed the last one. I enjoyed it being part of the intro, so I'm going to try to make a kind of continuation of that if I can.
Does the dialogue consist of otter, 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 otter?
Otter. Except you have to record it in a trash can across the street, and then it'd be true.
Well, obviously. Deja Thoris Stormcrow, no question. Deja is Best Girl.
What is Deja Thoris in?
It's from John Carter.
That I
I
can't believe I forgot that. I was like,
she's
why
one
do I
of
know
your
that name?
original isekai waifus. That's basically what she is.
Classic one from back in the day, huh?
Yeah, nearly a century old. Over a century old.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say it's been longer than that.
Yeah, stop digging holes.
I was just asked a very controversial question. A friend of mine's asking me if he should get deeper into the Warhammer 40k lore. I'm like, that's a very complicated question with a lot of different answers. Let's talk about it.
How much time does he have?
I miss those tailgates.
Are you okay with selling the rest of your life away to that lore?
You don't have to play the whole thing.
I miss those the swing away tailgates on station wagons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably has the flip up rear facing seats in the back too.
Probably doesn't have seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need seatbelts where we're going.
My kid, my oldest is like, that what? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, they didn't used to have seatbelts. If you lived in a poor area, even when I was growing up, you'd find some cars without seatbelts.
Yeah. When enough of us were riding around in the beds of pickup trucks, it didn't matter.
Well, in Hawaii, they still do that, and yeah.
We had no helmets on our bikes.
Yeah,
I was forced to, and with knowing the coordination of my children, I think they need to as well. Oh yeah, I went to inner tubing yesterday with my kids. It was a fun time.
Oh, nice.
A little cold, but the family's new ski boat is pretty does the trick just fine.
It's good background music. Right
Yeah,
there.
I like that
Yep.
song.
I do too.
It's just
That's how I go
simple
to
but happy.
That's what I try to go for, you know, so that we can get people to sit
That's
down.
soulless. That's soulless AI happy.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about that. You know, it's really, it's not the AI is the instrument. It's the reasoning behind it is where the soul is what I truly believe. You know.
Yeah, that's where you come in.
I've seen other guys use the same program as I do, and they just make whole YouTube channels producing stuff that sounds like garbage, and they're just throwing it out there, and it's just made to capture views and shit, and that's really the soulless stuff. But I like
Christy says, time to whip the kitty. See you later.
Oh,
see you later, Christy. And no, whipping the kitties is
Excuse
not
me?
a bad thing. That sounds really odd.
That sounds like a Maji quote.
Yeah, she gives whipped cream to
Next time I'll make a song about Maji's evil cat.
Yeah,
Cat
as a
that
treat every
ruins
night. So.
the food and stuff.
You can make a song about Maji's beaver.
Beaver.
Also,
I showed
Emmett
it
Otter.
on stream.
Emmett Otter, I actually like that movie.
Emmett Otter. What is that?
That's one of why am I blanking on his name? The Muppets. The creator of the Muppets.
Jim Henson.
Oh, Henson?
Jim Henson. Yeah, it was one of his earlier creations. It's actually a really cute movie. I actually like it.
Speaking of Jim Henson, did anyone else ever see that miniseries, The Storytellers, that he worked on back in the day? It was like all these old like European fantasy stories, like done with giant people in giant costumes and weird, cool old fantasy sets.
Interesting.
No, I didn't. Jim Henson makes some cool shit though. Like
Oh,
whenever he's
it
experimenting with
it
stuff,
was
it's
cool.
great.
Yeah. Also, there's this really goofy looking puppet dog that talks the entire time, and no, man, it's like a blast from the past every time I see a clip from it.
Then years later, Seth Green gets his hands on some of that Jim Henson tech and starts making his own weird stuff. Like, what was that? He made some kind of Muppet Show type spoof thing. It was a something factory or whatever. But what one of the characters was a Muppet like vampire, kind of like the Count from Sesame Street, but he was called Count Blah because every time he finished a sentence, he went blah at the end. And then they said, "Hey, new script. This is getting with modern times, so you're now Count I eat." So at the end of every sentence, the Count was supposed to say "I eat," and it just wasn't working.
I eat.
I eat.
All right, boys. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to dip out of here for a little bit. I have to do some audio recording and quite a bit more. Plus, I haven't written.
All right. Well, before you go, you got some shilling to do. I think you got a YouTube channel and some stuff going on.
I have videos coming out on the regular. I have a secret competition I've set between myself and another YouTuber of a similar size, and he has no idea this is a competition. But I'm seeing, I'm tracking our growth, and I've consistently stayed ahead. But now I'm only like 5 subscribers ahead, so I'm like, all right, got to do some more stuff now. But tomorrow on AC Pritchard's YouTube channel, Sub to the Pub, we are going to be hosting the 3rd episode of Iron Seas. And Evely Music is going to be joining us there on occasion as well. So do look forward to that. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff regarding stories. We're going to discuss the movie that won the poll, and that was Treasure Planet for all of you Disney simps that wanted us to watch it again.
Oh, nice.
For the record,
was I the only one pulling for Sinbad?
No, several other people were, but only 2 people voted for Captain Blood. I was so upset. It's such a record.
I voted.
I'm going to upset you further. I have never heard of it.
It's 1935. It's a very old movie, but it's very very good,
white,
and the book
it?
is even better.
Was that black and white?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
Star Fury, what's up, man?
Hey, Star Fury.
What are we talking about here, brother? I'm just Star Fury. I'm concerned. Also, one of my shorts got like almost 7,000 views the other day. It was a fun one.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
It's not a lot, man, but like shorts are so weird. Some of them are like, this one got 3 views, and that one 10,000, 11,000. Doesn't matter. Just keeps going.
I hate to say it, but to this day, the most views any of my videos has is still the one where we were just talking crap about Grace Randolph. It's like, why are the shit talking videos the ones that take off? Those are the ones where I'm like, I kind of wish we didn't go that direction. Oh, look, this is getting all the views. What the hell? Can we say something nice about somebody and have that go big? Is that too much to ask?
No, it does happen. My most viewed video on my channel is like 40 or 50,000 views. It was about the whole Hawaii thing. But I guess it's not positive, but it wasn't strictly negative either. It was just kind of talking about everything.
Yeah, that was more of a current event type thing, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like regular, like the streams. People don't always like get a show up for the stream when it happens, but they get consistently like 70 to 90, maybe 100 views, which is nice.
Sweet.
But alas, that's going to be it, guys. Peace out, home.
Yes, go sub to Ultimate Kahuna if you're not already. A lot of fun. You got a lot of cool stuff over there, man, and so many good guests.
And thank you for having me, brother. I'll tell you how my son enjoys your book as we continue.
All right, yeah, please do.
Too late.
And just like that, he was gone.
He was gone. See, any video where we roast chlamydia burns will always go viral.
Wow.
I love that name. Chlamydia burns.
Gosh, Grace Randolph got one of the most insufferable voices on the internet.
There was a time watching her on mute. She was kind of pretty.
How did she end up with that name?
I would guess. I'm not sure. I think I only heard them mention that a few times over on Swords and Starships. But,
well, technically, it's Grizzy's channel. Yeah.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Yeah, he keeps using.
I heard the name brought up on Garrett's streams, but I never heard it anywhere else other than that when you guys were talking about it. But he vadered. You know, I went looking for that just so I could clip her going, he vadered, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Look, we had the new rock bottom. And look, we get new rock bottoms every week from the shills that are paid by Disney or any other corporation, but mostly Disney because Disney now owns nearly everything entertainment in the world and have destroyed it all. The new rock bottom is this shill doing a spit take for the trailer for the new Star Wars game. With like 2 seconds in the game, he's doing a spit take over nothing. Effing nothing. Spit take. Like that really made me hurt. It made me just go, God, what am I doing wrong? These people make so much money doing nothing.
Well, I'm
It's
sure
weird
at
how
some
that
point-
Read out you're slaving in school to become a history man.
Yeah, I'm sure like at some point in their careers they were nobodies too, and then when they became somebodies, now they get to do nothing.
But how do you have to become like soulless? How much of your soul do you have to give away to where you're okay? Like, this is what I do now. I make money and do horrible spit takes.
Not that much, I'd imagine. As long as the spit take's not that long.
It's so unbelievable. There's no way these people are being sincere.
No,
You
probably
can't
not.
convince me anymore. How can you keep people, I hate to use this phrase, wired into the matrix anymore? It's like, my God.
I don't know. I mean, like, frankly, when it comes to Star Wars, it's gotten to the point where just hearing it's like, it's like being served the same food the seventh day in the row. It's like, whatever, I don't care.
Star Wars right now feels like what Assassin's Creed was a little under a decade ago. It's just the same thing served up every year. There's very little variation, and what's there is just the most surface level stuff you could imagine.
They're out of ideas. That's it.
I don't think they really had many ideas to begin with.
Good point. The only ideas they have are more ideals, which are political in nature. And they have no ideas.
They had an entire universe full of like various galaxies and shit and different solar systems, and they couldn't even step away from the same bloodline. They don't have that much, and they're too afraid to explore that for which they do have. So they just got to keep on burning through the same exact plot lines, still familiar characters.
These shills need to go and see my new museum exhibit, the interactive touch grass display, so everybody can have the experience of touching grass. That's what a lot of people need nowadays, touching grass.
I thought it was smoking grass.
Read Out Productions does not condone the use of those
Trippy,
products,
where are you?
Read Out Productions becomes Weed Out Productions.
Okay, seriously now, Trippy, where are you?
Jewish space lasers.
I have no regrets.
I figure he's at work.
Don't give me
You could also sell them oxygen.
Dead air. No one can broadcast it like we do.
Well, we just opened our cans of oxygen.
Yeah.
We were taking whiffs of it.
Oh, what the hell was that movie? There was that.
Oxygen thing.
Yeah, it sounds like Spaceballs, but
yeah,
but no, you made me think of it's an old post-apocalyptic movie. When people go to the surface, they got to wear like, you know the little oxygen things they put in the nose at a hospital. Everybody wears something like that because the air's not good enough to breathe without it, or something. One guy was like living in a underground eating leeches for years. It was a weird post-apocalyptic thing, and they all had it was a little cyberpunkish because one guy had like ports along his head. He could plug things in and learn things instantly and stuff.
I haven't heard of that one.
I don't know what that is, but I want to see it now.
Yeah.
Well, then give me a minute. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna go have a quick little conversation with Google, see if I can get that answer.
There's was it a Dutch movie or something called Avalon? I think that was kind of interesting.
No, it was English. It was early 80s, I think.
There's a lot of retro classic stuff that has way more interesting concepts than story ideas than what they're willing to explore today, at least, in the mainstream.
A boy and his dog.
So I meant to ask, Wrangler, have we talked about the Fallout show this week?
Yeah, earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, earlier.
I'm late to the show then.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking about the fact that
There's nothing about it because I never followed it.
a man and his dog poster, and I thought that was a nice remembrance of A Boy and His Dog.
Yeah, that's a great little reference. I watched that movie. That movie is fucking weird, but it's strangely fun.
I really enjoy A Boy and His Dog. I almost made like a one of those video essays on it because I watched that one like 1,000 times.
I am almost convinced that's where they got the idea for the glowing ones.
Yeah, it really feels like a Fallout movie. It's got the same vibes going throughout it.
It's a Fallout movie told from the perspective of a horny 17-year-old.
Cannibal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, you've got the Mad Max jacket, and you've got the dog meat from A Boy and His Dog. I think Fallout had lots of things influencing it.
There were lots of things. It was also like a bit of Flash Gordon, Forbidden Planet. God, what else? There's also just the pop culture references.
Yeah, I brought up some of the random encounters in Fallout 2, like the Knights Who Say Knee, and the red shirt in the shuttle that crashed.
There's also a robot you can meet where whenever you encounter him, he'll just say, "I can't let you do that, Dave."
Yes. Hold on a second.
How's it look over there, Wrangler? You found it? This it?
This is it, Circuitry Man. I wouldn't have even remembered the name because the name doesn't even sound familiar, but the guy on there on the front there with the plug head, that's why I remembered it.
That is weird.
In the future, where most humans have moved underground to escape the pollution, one of the few pleasures left is a kind of narcotic in the form of chips, which can be plugged directly into the brain. Lori, a female bodyguard, steals a case of such chips and flees underground Los Angeles with Danner, a pleasure android, so that they can smuggle the chips to New York.
You know, Wrangler, you just said something that I thought would make a really cool title.
What's that?
Plughead.
Yep. In pursuit is Plughead, a dangerous criminal so named because of the many sockets and ports which decorate his scalp so that he can test and use the chips that he is after. Yeah. In the future, Earth has been transformed into an unbreathable wasteland where most of the ocean is dried up and trees no longer grow on the surface due to pollution. The human race is now living in underground cities beneath the surface. In L.A., a former bodyguard, Lori, is pulled out of retirement when her former employer, Juice, hires her. Juice sells electronic narcotic chips to Plughead, a psychotic chip dealer who is more machine than man. Stormcrow would love that guy. When the deal goes wrong, Juice is killed in an undercover police operation. In possession of the chips, Lori hires a robotic gigolo named Danner to help her get from LA to New York, where she plans to sell the chips. They are pursued by Plughead and two clumsy police detectives. They travel across the unbreathable surface to New York as Plughead wants the chips for himself.
That's a long distance.
Yeah.
Okay. One of those movies, adventure types. The visuals kind of remind me of what's that movie? It's on top of my tongue. 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 12 Monkeys is so fucking good.
Terry Gilliam.
The Bruce Willis one?
Yes. The Bruce Willis one.
Yeah.
That's
amazing
still
performance.
one of my favorite Brad Pitt performances.
Oh yeah.
He's just bad.
He was just, yeah. You were going to say batshit crazy?
Yeah.
Perfect description.
The chip stuff reminds me of Tech War, kind of.
Let's see how good this trailer is from years ago.
In the future, the war on pollution will be lost.
Climate change.
And civilization will move underground. A world where the last frontier is the human mind. A world where sex and drugs are computerized pleasures.
This shit is pure.
They'll bring you a fortune in New York.
Here, on a desperate flight for freedom, she must escape.
With full biosynthetic.
One of the last.
An enemy who is no longer human.
I love the power.
And seek help from a man who is more than a man.
I need to get to New York. You know how to run the maze.
It is a race against time, against the guardians of the underworld.
So I want to ride out of here.
No room for pets.
Against the ravagers of the deserts.
And everything went haywire.
Froze on my screen.
Must be destroyed.
What was that?
Freezing up a little bit.
Yeah, it's freezing up some. We're good. I think we're good.
It's not the chicks that I want. It's always been you. Oh, my mind.
Circuitry Man.
You could have thought of a better title, guys.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This movie looks like a lot of fun.
It does, but you really could have thought of a better title.
I agree with you.
Oh,
Rita.
yeah.
It should have been called Plugman.
Yeah, it should have been called like Plughead or something like that.
Run.
Like Plughead is such a memorable name.
The Maze.
Oh, she doesn't look quite like she did then.
I mean, she looks like she aged all right.
Oh yeah, but I'm not saying she didn't. It was just I forget how long it's been, so I was like, yeah, she looks pretty good there. Who is she again? Went to look her up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's been some time.
Some Circuitry Man. Yeah, she's been busy. I've always enjoyed the old school post-industrial-esque futuristic movies.
I do too.
Like the look of them, you know, that gritty, that gritty post-industrial look.
It reminds me of a movie that actually was a big inspiration for the Elder Scrolls games. It was a movie called Blood of Heroes. It's like a post-apocalyptic sports movie. It even has like Rutger Hauer in it. Surprisingly,
Guilty Gearhead has joined us. Hail, Guilty!
Hail!
Hey, Guilty.
Blood of Heroes.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent movie. Not bad.
Yeah, Star Fury says he just rewatched Ready Player One and enjoyed it mightily. And I don't care if people think it's a poor adaptation. It's better than most shit today. Well, I didn't even know it was an adaptation. I just enjoyed the movie. And I was actually hoping they would do 4 more. I was thinking it'd be cool if they did Ready Player 2, this time following Artemis, then Ready Player 3, this time following, and each one get to head their own.
It was better, in my opinion, it's better than the book. Like, the book really goes into stuff that, like, if you enjoyed the movie, you wouldn't enjoy the book. Let's put it that way. Like, it gets into weird stuff.
Here's a real question, though. Do you think we're going to get a movie of Fourth Wing?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Haven't even
heard
of it. I mean,
it's gonna happen, and one of us is hosting the reaction party.
We'll all be drinking that night.
See, Fumas.
I heard it was Readout's favorite book of the year.
Okay.
Well, no, it's more entertaining than my college textbooks. They got that.
All right. Well, if you gotta hit the rack, Crow. No, I know you sometimes gotta work early morning, and your job, that would drain me too. You have a good night, man. Good to see you.
The Fallout RPG, huh?
See you later, Crow.
A.S. Bernard, how you doing, man?
Hail, good sir. Yeah, didn't Bethesda eventually make their own rule system for Fallout, or am I hallucinating?
I think that was from Interplay.
The original Fallout was based on GURPS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It started with GURPS, but they ended up making their own system. For some reason, apparently GURPS didn't account for the violence and shit. I don't know how.
Do you go from GURPS to DERPS?
I mean, technically it went from GURPS to Special, but I kind of wish it went to DERPS.
Special and DERP could be used interchangeably.
Special DERPS.
Yeah, but I think there was a text file or something attached to Fallout 2 or something that came a bit later. Maybe it was a Fallout 2 plus Fallout 1 disc set or something that had the RPG rule set for the special stuff.
Dude, we found out. Okay, so we found out that there's actually not that much, not really any, besides the show of material outside of the games on Fallout.
You would think there would be books aplenty on it.
Yeah, there is fan fiction books that somehow have not been taken down. They've been up since like 2013, 2014.
I mean, there have been fan movies I've seen, but aside from that, I haven't seen any
we're talking
like
about like official, like
yeah, nothing official. I don't know why they don't capitalize on it.
You would think there would be fucking like Fallout novels and shit, like aplenty. I'm not. Frederick said there was a tie-in comic that came with New Vegas.
Yeah, there's just a sort of. It's 48 page, something like that, hardcover. It fits in the box. It's all right.
Bethesda loves to with how much Bethesda has been merchandising out Fallout ever since 4. You would think they would try and just expand that hype train with novels or something like that. Because Fallout is that cool of a setting where you could make really good novel-sized stories out of it.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, they're a game company at the end of the day.
Yeah, on the one hand, I'm kind of glad they haven't, just because that could go really bad.
Yeah, in the age of woke, it's always a risk when taking any IP and, you know, just trying to adapt it through the mainstream systems.
That's why I've said Hollywood cannot have Haley.
It's going to get to the point, if we're not already there, where fan fiction is simply just going to be generally better because it adheres to the lore at hand and it's probably less messagey.
The day that Hollywood gets a hold of General Karraston, puts her in the right, I do not think that's going to be a good look for Hollywood.
That's dang it! Now I can't remember the series. You said Kerrigan, right?
Is it Kerrigan? You thinking of Highlander?
No. The Zerglings and the Marines and the aliens. I can't remember. What was that called?
It's not ringing any bells, so I can't help you out.
That was back in the days of like Warhammer, the
StarCraft?
Yes, StarCraft.
Yeah, I thought Zerg sounded familiar. StarCraft.
Guilty Gearhead nailed it.
There's a lot of actually great games out there with absolutely amazing lore that are just waiting to be adapted into literature. Like, I think if it hasn't already, the Legacy Kane games would be excellent literature.
And there's some excellent literature waiting to be crafted into a game. For example, Bloodbane, Quest of Lance.
I thought you were going to say your own literature. Right?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say
That
Haley
too.
Star. I could really see it being turned into a game.
Oh, yeah. But the same with Bloodbane, Quest of Lance, because TJ Marquise mentioned to me in a comment once that it's the video game he always wanted to play. So he kind of came up with his book the same way I came up with mine.
Yeah, it was a fun read.
Well,
which one, Quest of Lance?
Yeah.
Because I got a few chapters in, but I never because I was in the middle of reading other things, and I still haven't finished all those yet. But it's on my sooner rather than later to be read list.
Yeah, he'd progress and he'd level up and he'd get more like life points and get more material so he could upgrade his equipment and stuff into more dangerous weaponry and stuff.
And I love how he starts off with actual timberjack tools.
Yeah, that was fun.
And Bigfoot was running away from the bad guys too.
Yeah. And he ends up hooking up with Bigfoot and doing a bunch of stuff.
Sounds very.
Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah.
Harry and the Henderson kicking ass.
Yeah. Man, I haven't seen that in a while.
To quote Cartman, kick ass.
See, Star Fury says, let me get the screen at the right angle so I could actually read it. I want more Mass Effect literature in games, but I am loath to see what this current generation of creatively bankrupt morons will do to bastardize my beloved franchise.
Yeah, I don't want any more Mass Effect literature. I don't want no more games. I don't want a fucking adaptation TV show. None of that.
Just let it rest. Let Mass Effect rest for now.
Speaking about
because
adaptation,
they're gonna they'd fuck up Mass Effect so much.
That's why I say, like, honestly, if you're a fan of something and you want more of it, I say, go write it yourself. Write about some character no one's ever heard of at the edge of the galaxy somewhere. People like that stuff.
Yeah, and with all there was also some talk of Metroid movie, and that, like, on one hand, I'm like, yes. On the other hand, I'm like, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's seen the Tetris?
But Nintendo from Apple still has some good faith from me. So
I haven't seen the Tetris movie. I've been wanting to. I
can show you the Tetris anime.
Is there one really?
Yeah. There's a Tetris movie. It's about the story of the making of the game.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It almost feels like a spy thriller because it's like the game was developed in the Soviet Union on government computers, and you got American and Japanese corporations that want to get their hands on the game rights to sell the game, but then it's a very good movie in that sense. But
then the Soviets.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. Yeah, there's a Tetris movie from. It's actually made by Apple TV.
It's the actual best video game movie out there.
Then you haven't seen The Wizard. He got 50,000 points in Double Dragon off 1 quarter. No.
The Wizard is the best fucking
off a Nintendo version of Double Dragon in an arcade cabinet.
That's 80s representation, 90s representation.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. So was that line,
yeah.
But it was so bad it was good.
Yeah.
Thank God the internet didn't exist back then, or that girl could have ruined that guy's life.
Hail John A. Douglas.
Hail, sir.
Here's the Tetris anime.
Is this what I think it is? Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh.
Kids.
Can you full screen that?
Done with my friends. Ah, Tiru, you're just in time to join them because you've snared yourself in my Tetris Satsujin technique. What? Oh no! I'm caught in his technique. And he's trapped Shikaku and Chikubi-chan in the blocks. Damn it, Tiru. You have to choose, Tiru. Which of your precious friends will you save? This is really bad. There's only 2 places I can land. If I land straight down, it'll kill Chikubi-chan. And if I land sideways, Shikaku-san is a gunner. And in either scenario, I'm toast. Unless... Yeah, there's no way around it. You're a fool, Akarenga! I choose neither! I'm gonna sacrifice myself and land upright!
Tiadu!
Sure, the ceiling will decapitate me, and that'll really suck. But it'll be worth it to save my friends. If you do that, I'll kill them both anyway.
Yeah, save it.
Shit!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That they're gonna last that long, guy. Like, how's he gonna get out?
Who do I choose? Shikaku-san's my best friend.
Save the guy. Yeah, save your best friend.
Wow, you're getting stronger. Not as strong as you, Shikaku. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
This
a
is
good
beautiful.
hit. I didn't mean to cut you.
Something about boobs in about a second or two.
We'll always be best friends, Tiedu.
I'm tearing up right now.
The
But then what
shade,
about
the
Jakubi-san?
relationship.
We've had some great times too.
I knew it. I knew it.
I've made my decision. What? That's impossible! Maybe. You're a homo. And now, hey boy, you're next! No! Impossible! Tiedu is supposed to die and clear the path for me to land safely, thus ending my Tetrisat Sujin. But now I've been trapped by my own technique, and there's nowhere for me to go! No! Fuck you, breeder! Checkmate, Akarenga, you cunt.
The boobs that saved the world. Star Fury is right.
It was no pro.
There's a reason I call them power-ups.
Turn into a hentai. Yeah, it's only there's still a quarter of the video left, guys.
Wow.
Little did you know what you were watching. But it did call itself an anime after
Anyways.
all. I guess it's just
anime.
Yeah, you know.
See why I often refer to them as power-ups?
The dude
had it
actually
all.
said, "Fuck you, breeders."
It had every single genre of popular anime. It had the comedy, the action, and the hentai.
Starfish said this got raunchy real very fast. She was a Tetris thought.
That's why I said save the best friend. Just let the thought die.
Well, this was on episode 69, people. What did you expect? Also, Frederick's like, where did this segue come from?
Oh, I know where it came from. We talked about games, and we talked about Tetris, and then Tetris.
And now we're
anime.
here. Now we're even more.
Right now, just okay. Jesus Christ.
Everything leads back to boobs. Starts with boobs.
That's
ends
right.
With boobs
It's the answer to life.
and everything.
Oh, guilty. We're supposed to play Killer Instinct. Forgot I gotta set that up with you and Sybil and Otter.
Yep. I'm all for it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
shit! I even had all the tabs opened up. I again forgot to find that clip of Shia LaBeouf going, "Just do it." Best boobs in games.
That's a
My Shiranui.
question.
Toss up
None of
between
them.
my Shiranui or LSD.
None of them, because
Lara
you cannot touch them, and they do not exist.
I
Therefore,
disagree.
in
Looking
the
at
realm of
boobs is
tits,
looking just looking has value. So I
No, they
disagree.
don't.
And I always say Lara Croft. She has the original boobs.
you need full access to them. Or else
Lara
you're
Croft
just
paved
hating
way
yourself.
for so many.
It's just vanity if you don't get full access. It's just vanity.
Here we go. You guys ever
Yeah.
watch?
Boobs in games?
What was that?
I guess one of the obvious picks is Tifa.
Here we go.
The thing is, those could actually cut you.
Yeah, I'd probably throw in.
This is a Gray Still Plays character who he named LSD.
No. You need to go Liara, Starford. Come on. Don't go with Miranda. What the fuck are we watching?
It's The Sims. Gray still plays. He made a character named LSD. Since Starfury was asking about nice boobs in video games, I figured this counted. But Herman says Duke Nukem.
Well, obviously.
Duke Nukem had the best tits in the game.
How about DOA volleyball?
That's a whole game dedicated to boobs.
So anyways, we know what games Frequency's been playing. And he fucking left.
And now he's gone. He's on
I
the
didn't
run.
even kick him. He fucking left.
He's like, oh shit, they're on to me now.
Trying to think. You know what? I'll give it for Yennefer as well from Witcher 3. She had a good rack.
But not from the
So
show.
you felt exposed, Frequency.
What's that?
You felt exposed.
What do you mean?
I mean, we found out that you're playing a Dead of Alive volleyball game. You just so happened to leave. Right then.
Not on purpose.
Well, speaking of jiggle physics, has anyone played the Stellar Blade demo? I'm actually curious about the game.
I don't have a PlayStation.
I don't either. That's why I'm curious.
It's not on Switch, so no.
To me, it looked like I said, Sekiro with guns.
It actually looks like a really fun game.
Right. What are we looking up now?
My Shiranui from Final Fight.
You know what?
There's
I'll
a
give,
King of Fighters.
Cammy from Street Fighter.
Really?
Yeah.
She's got smaller athletic boobs. She doesn't have a nice set of jugs.
Cammy's got them athletic.
Listen, hold on.
jets,
First of all, you're
you know?
asking an opinion.
Well, if they're not ridiculously huge, they're not good enough.
I guess we're gonna go with Ivy then from Soul Calibur.
So what, like fat chick?
Oh,
jugs?
that's a good one.
Ivy is to the point where it's just like it would break her back.
Yeah, now we're
What have
talking.
you been watching? What have you been watching? You got face.
I have no idea.
Random
What-
anime.
What is this?
My share
Is this what I get for typing in My Shiranui?
Your feed is corrupted for the next several weeks. You're doomed.
Off of My Shiranui? How could...
So this is what Frequency has been watching: Amazing Atheist, Facelift, Married with Kids, other Street Fighter, or not Street Fighter, the fighting game chick, and anime.
What? Itikray Snow. I don't believe in fairy tales. Combo video. The Giga Chad Reader. Oh, that's from Kahuna.
No,
Our first foster care placement.
Why you been watching?
This isn't my search history. This is suggestions.
Why are we
Yes,
still
based off
staring
your
at
search
this?
history.
I'm trying to figure out why these things are coming up as suggestions other than most of the video game ones I get, but that one of them, I'm like, where did that come from?
It just crossed them. You clicked on video games a lot, and then you put in boobs eventually, and then there it is.
I got to try that more often then. Guilty Gearhead says Retro Crush is good.
I just send him that Subway.
Sekiro was pretty fun.
I really fuck up his search history, his recommendations.
Yeah, I'm with you, Star Fury. If the game came to PC, I probably would buy it, but I'm not gonna buy it just because it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck
not buying a PlayStation. I mean, it's eventually going to go on PC.
Yeah, I agree.
But when I get a gaming PC, I will pick it up because it does look fun, like actual fun gameplay and shit. It's not just jiggle physics and ass, you know.
The jiggle physics are a nice bonus, but the game itself, like, it does actually look like a lot of fun.
Alrighty, are we fixing to wrap it up, Frequency?
I think we are.
James. Shield.
Lovely. Yeah, guys, you want to check out my stuff? Worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. It's all there.
Nice. Raven.
Yeah, I probably need to go through Fallout again before I can recommend it. In the meantime, check out, what is it, IronAge.media?
Yes. Read out.
You mean weed out?
Weed out.
Where am I? What year is it? I'm so confused. All I know is I create history videos and post them maybe once a week, maybe Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel, Readout Productions, and I think I am scheduled to go live Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Uncut History. I guess that's my function. Gotta be quite honest, the past few weeks have been a blur. I need to go sleep tonight, and I have a free day tomorrow, so I'm gonna get my bearings back in order.
Where's the money weed out? Where's the fucking money?
What money?
I want my money. I want my money. Otter.
Well, I've got a fun fantasy novel if you're curious about what I write. It's called The Curse of the Star Raids, the first in the Steel and Stormbright saga. I'm currently editing book 2 as we speak. Everything seems to be going pretty well with that so far. If you also want to check out my reviews and my short stories, be sure to check out downstreampulp.substack.com. I also have a YouTube channel.
I still got to go on Critique Match and do the reading on your second book.
I'm going to be sending out the second chapter here really soon.
Otter, if I could make a request
yes.
with your next book, could you do matte instead of glossy? Because every time I try and show it on camera, it just reflects all the lights.
Oh, really? I mean, I can. I made the paperback matte and the hardcover gloss. If I can do the reverse for this second book.
No, do it. I was just busting you. Do it however you want. If you want to, you're the author.
No. But yeah, that's what I've got in store. Steel and Stormbright. I've also got a few projects in the works that I'm still keeping a little under tabs for the moment. But yeah, that's me.
All right, Frederick.
imakecomics.com is the website that'll take you to this project I'm working on called Rattel. So this is going to be a floppy, a 24-page floppy, and this right here is the middle of the book.
Flopping everywhere on
12 and 13 double-page spread. And yeah, so come check it out.
Awesome.
Nice.
Bob.
You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. Also, this Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Lord Otter's channel, we'll be doing Berserk Deluxe Volume 4 discussion with Frederick, Christian, me, and Readout. I think that's who's
it's going to be a wild time.
Yeah.
And what was it? May the 3rd will be Berserk Deluxe Volume 5 on my channel. Don't know when the time's going to be. And then also on May the 11th, I'm going to be doing art stream where Frederick, Animated Moon, and Umbrella Cat are going to be drawing, and then we're going to be discussing whatever, shit.
Comics and whatever, while we draw and work on our projects, whatever.
And when is the book review stream going to be? That's
one?
The 26th, right? Whose channel is that on?
Oh, on Christian's channel on the 26th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I think, as well, on Ultimate Kahuna.
We're just gonna have a list of our own characters who can outsmart a Venom by that point.
And then, what else? Oh yeah, me and Otter sometime this fucking month we're doing a Fiendish.
Yeah, that's right. That's gonna be real fun.
Stream. What else? Oh yeah, and then me and Otter, if you want to hear us kind of spurg out, but also praise some things like most of our full thoughts on the Fallout show. I have the stream up from, what was it, last night or the night before?
It was the night before. And to summarize, the Fallout show does some things very, very well, and it does other things very, very poorly.
And it isn't woke.
That's always a good bonus.
Frequency.
All right. Well, you all know about Haley Star Bad Kitty. Wednesday, the sequel is coming out with it. We got Bad Kitty Haley's World. It's a bigger adventure. It has a lot more to do, so you got to check it out. It's a good time. Also, let's see. I thought there was something else I wanted to shout out, but it's not coming to me at the moment. So, yeah, I guess that's going to about do it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, stopping in the chat, and contributing, hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Applause.
Jewish space lasers.
Where's the button? Bronze hammer.
I was guilty. I did say that. I didn't mean to, but it did come out that way. But enjoy the bonus, I guess. Have a good night, everybody.